the digital purchases, and they were higher than I would have thought. Although I found myself buying more and more that way as well. It was kind of shown in contrast to what's happening with these emerging platforms, you know, especially iOS and Android. There's always been a lot of talk about whether or not Nintendo can survive against that. Curation seemed to be the primary argument, that the level of quality, if, you know, in contrast to the lack of quantity, you know, that's at the iTunes store. I mean, is that something that you guys are willing to double down on, or do you see the threat that's coming from phone devices?
Well, you know, I think what's interesting is people have always been talking to us about, you know, what is the future for handhelds? And this has been going back, you know, 10 years. 10 years ago, people were talking about, oh, you know, cell phones, and isn't Game Boy Advance going to have a hard time? They said it with DS. Isn't DS going to have a hard time? And we heard it with 3DS. What I think is really interesting is actually what's been happening in Japan over the last roughly year or so. Japan was a little bit slower on the uptake with smartphones, but they've had a big boom over the last year. And in particular, you see adult females purchasing smartphones. But what we're also seeing simultaneously